One. Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage here, and today I am interviewing Katie Pastor. She's in Roseville, California. She has been a purchase-only loan officer for just 3 years. She's also been a mortgage coach for 3 years. Welcome to the community, Katie.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Good. Well, hey, it's good. This is the first time I've got to interview you. While I've known you personally now for years because of a mutual friend of ours. You're now your husband, Dan Trinidad. I'm pumped. So you've become quite the success story. Congratulations on your success.
Thanks. I don't say because I have, but really it's been exciting, just this journey, especially since you touched on, you've known me really since the beginning, and my success truly has been from the tools and the resources that you've provided me as a new loan officer. So when I first got started, I adopted Mortgage Coach right from the beginning because of my relationship with Dan and his relationship with you. And I would every single Tuesday, that was my practice, as I was on those coaching calls every Tuesday, hearing from the top mortgage loan officers in the industry. And that's what really made me believe in myself, give me the tools that I needed to feel confident about going out and building relationships with agents and really building my business. So thank you for giving me that opportunity and giving me those resources that I needed to get started.
Well, it's an honor. And now, having an interview where you're going to share a best practice for everybody.
Yeah.
And again, remember, this is someone like, if you're a new loan officer, 3 years ago, Katie wasn't doing any purchase business. And now you're consistently doing over 12 to 13 and 15 purchases a month and growing. I mean, like, it's not unrealistic with the trend that you have that you'll be a 20 loan a month purchase originator by the end of the year. So
I'm hopeful. Yeah, I'll keep watching those Tuesday recordings or those calls, and I'll get there. Yeah.
All right. Well, this call came about because Katie and I were on a mastermind the other day. Her company, by the way, really smart move. Masterminding with loan officers on how they should be using, the digital technology and the apps that you have. You guys have the Mortgage Coach app. You also have a mobile app. I think it's through Simple Nexus. Mm-hmm. And you talked about how you're using that in your sales process. So one, I want you to share what you're doing and how you're doing it. And then I'm going to get a script out of you. So be ready for that.
Awesome.
But how are you using mobile apps to add value to borrowers?
Yeah. So in this day and age, with all the technology that we have, I'm a big believer in you have to systematize your business. And I've always believed that really from the beginning is you have to have the proper systems in place. And especially as you're building your business, you have to, again, just make sure that everything is in place so that things can be seamless for borrowers. So recently, we adopted our mobile app, and our mobile app is powered by Simple Nexus. And I adopted this from the very beginning. So we've probably had it for about 2 months now. And there's everything in this app that a mortgage loan officer and a borrower would want. So for us as a loan officer, it is the actual application. They're going through the application right on their cell phone, right on their iPhone. They're completing all the information that we need to have that application. And including that along with my Mortgage Coach presentations that I deliver on every single client, I am setting myself apart from others in the industry because for me, kind of the system that I have is that they start with this mobile app and they are completing that application. And in the meantime, they might be running payment scenarios on different properties that they're seeing. They're also uploading documentation because they know what documentation is needed. They're taking photos of things and they're uploading that. All while this is happening, I'm working behind the scenes in developing my Mortgage Coach presentations so that when I meet with them, and that is part of my goal is to meet with every single borrower, because it doesn't matter if you're moving up or you're a first-time home buyer, the process has probably changed for those people that are moving up. And for those first-time home buyers, they don't know what they're getting into. So I always try and get my clients in face-to-face. That is the perfect opportunity for me to deliver that total cost analysis in that meeting. So we've got these fancy big TVs. I put the total cost analysis up there, or rent versus own, and they're blown away every single time. And after every single meeting, this is where my systems need to get a little better. Sometimes I don't always email that presentation. I tell them in the meeting that they're going to get an email of that total cost analysis, and sometimes I forget. So I need to improve there. But they're emailing me asking for that presentation because they find that so valuable. So, when we're doing these things in the beginning where we're mobile and you can complete your application and you can upload your documentation with photos, and then they're getting this presentation, we look like we are the professionals, we are the experts, and we've got this dialed. So I honestly feel like it's her to compete with me because I've got all these resources and tools that I can deliver that, again, set me apart from other people.
Well, congratulations. I mean, you've made the digital transformation. You are, you're successful because you connect with people. You have empathy for people. You're a very likable person.
Thank you.
You've become an expert in purchase business, so congrats on that. And then you're using technology to improve the communication and the value that you deliver.
Yeah.
So give me, let's do 2 scripts. I want to hear 1 script on what you say and how you say it to get it to download. Call it your transaction app. Yeah. And then, I don't know if you do it at the same time and you kind of weave in the mortgage coach app at the same time, and you do that differently. But I want to make sure we cover that, because a lot of loan officers just don't know what to say. They're not comfortable with it. So I'm a customer. How does it sound?
Yeah. So, Mr. Savage, it's been great getting to know you and understanding your goals a little bit better with regards to your new home purchase. Our next step is really to get you completed with an application. There's a couple different ways we can do that. We can do it by phone. That takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Or I can send you a link for our mobile app. You'll need to download that app, and then it'll just walk you through the application process. Again, it may take 10 to 15 minutes. So what's the best method? I'll pause there and say 90% of the time, they're going to tell you they want that app, that digital app. So, and that's also Monday through Friday. That's my script, Monday through Friday. Because on the weekends, I'm not going to be in front of my computer and I'm not going to be taking that paper application. So different on the weekends, because I do make myself available, or somebody on my team available on the weekend. So if that conversation is being had after hours or on the weekend, I'm not in front of my computer, I just say, our next step is when I hang up the phone with you, you're going to get a text message from me. And in that text message is the link for the app that you'll want to download. So I'm just setting their expectation and I'm telling them right there, this is how it is. I kind of have no option. I don't leave them any room for, oh, well, can it be done this way, or, whatever it is.
I like that. So that's strong. It's great leadership, super practical. I mean, putting myself in a consumer shoe, I'm like, beautiful. You've turned that into a service and you've let them self-educate and self-apply. Yeah. So when do you bring in the total cost analysis app, and what does that sound like?
Sure. So Dave, I'm going to call you Dave. I'm not going to call you Mr. Savage because you're just not a Mr. Savage. So right. Dave, thank you so much for taking the time to complete the application. Or let's just say before, I'm going to kind of go back in our initial conversation. A lot of times I'll say, once you complete the application, either myself or my partner Adam will follow up with you and get any additional information that may be missing on your application, because 80% of the time there's something on that application that's needed and we don't have that. So it's an opportunity for us to, again, build the rapport, get the correct information, and set the expectation of what's going to be happening next. So in that conversation, we'll say, once you complete the application, we'll call you, we'll make sure that we have all the information that we need. Then once you find that home that you that you plan on making an offer on, I'll be meeting with you face to face, and we're going to be going over your different loan options. So as your mortgage loan officer, my role is to give you some recommendations and give you your options so that you can decide what's going to work best for you financially. So I'm in that initial conversation, I'm setting the expectation of what is going to be happening at different phases. So it's the pre-approval, it's the follow-up, and then it's the, nuts and bolts of the total cost analysis and going over their options.
Got it. And so when they meet with you, have they already downloaded the app?
Yes.
Are you getting them when they leave your office, they've downloaded it?
Yes.
And you kind of train them that, hey, this is a story. And the story right now is you don't have a home in escrow.
Yes.
And you think that you're looking at this price and this price.
You got
this
it.
is what the rates are.
You got it.
And if that story changes, well, when that story changes,
Yeah.
I will just update this, and this total cost analysis
Yes.
will help you, make the right decision
Yes.
and pick the best loan.
You got it. And many times there are situations where they've got questions, right? They see this property listed for $550,000. It might be a little outside their comfort zone. They want to know what it's going to look like. So again, another opportunity for me to say, here's what you can expect. I'm going to send you some payment information based off of this particular property. Know that it's just estimates. This information is going to change. I'm not meeting with them face-to-face at that point, just because, it's a what if, this may happen. So I'll send them that information just to give them the information that they need. And then I always say, once you go into contract and we know who's paying for what, we're going to get together again, and I'm going to go through line by line everything. So we're using Mortgage Coach and the total cost analysis in different phases of the transaction sometimes, but always right when they go to make a decision as to how they're going to structure it.
And what kind of feedback do you get from families and realtors about the total cost analysis? They like it?
Love it.
Do they ever tell you they like it?
Yes, they love it. So again, if I don't send it right away, I'm getting emails or I'm getting texts. Can you please send me those links? Can you send me that presentation that you went over? People love it. And like I said, it just makes me look different than other people in the industry that maybe aren't as professional. The look, the ability to highlight the important information, I think that just, again, shows that I'm the expert.
Love it. Well, hey, you are a great example. I mean, every new loan officer that's watching this is the playbook to success. Katie, I do need to do like a full top producer interview on you, because there's so many more questions I want to ask. Like, how did you go from, starting 3 years ago to where you're at today? So if you don't mind, I am going to schedule a top producer interview with you.
I'd love that. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a great just best practice session on how to use, both your transaction app, your Mortgage Coach app, at the point of sale. The last thing I want to say is, you notice that Katie is just so confident and clear. And I hear loan officers, almost talk themselves out of it, either not referring the app or making it more difficult than it needs to be. Because Katie gets it, she sees the value, she sees how practical it is. It's just simple. It's like, hey, you need this app to apply and have a very efficient transaction. And hey, you need this total cost analysis app so that you make a great decision. It's simple, it's easy. And if you're watching this and you're not giving every single family, both of these options, you're just missing an opportunity. Yeah. So if you got value, hopefully like this, let us know that Katie and I, that, hey, I got some value from this call. Share this with your mortgage friends. And Katie, any last words of wisdom for all the mortgage professionals out there before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I would just encourage loan officers to think of this as an opportunity for you to be more efficient. It's also an opportunity for you to go out and create other opportunities while that borrower is completing that app online. So think of it, sometimes we get in our own way thinking that we don't have enough training, we don't have enough, whatever it is. But when you get yourself trained and you feel good and you open up your mind and think, how can this help me and others? That's when it becomes powerful, and that's when you start to believe in it. You have to believe in it in order for it to work. And once you try it and you learn it, then you're going to believe in it because you see all the additional opportunities that it opens up. You're going to get referrals because it was so easy for people to do business with you. You're going to get referrals from those people. So sometimes we just need to step out of our own way and learn these tools that are available to us and then implement them.
Love it.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, and thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, you too. Bye.